right, everybody, if we can, we want to get everybody in the room here. Ryan, all you people in the hallway, let's crowd out. Let's make this room nice and crowded. Got a couple more people. There's a buddy, Kirby Fowler. Kirby Fowler from the zoo. Give everybody a wave. Come on in, have a seat. We're gonna get going. My man Mike Lucas is getting antsy. I can see him back there. Shannon's here. The commish is here. All right, first of all, I want to welcome everybody to the 24th annual Baltimore Marathon Press Luncheon. And what a great week we have in store for us. Whoever's in charge of the weather this year, great job. Last year you really let us down, but this year is going to be great. Before we do anything else, I want to I just shout out to our friend Mary Booker and everybody here at the Mount Washington Tavern for hosting us again. This is a great facility. It's a legendary facility, and the rumors of me starting ballroom brawls downstairs are not true. I want to make sure everybody knows that, but they're going to serve us a great lunch after, so stick around for that. Saturday, 12,000 runners from 19 different countries and 47 different states will hit the streets in the 24th annual Baltimore Running Festival and experience our charm city, the one that we love so much, and so many people in this room are responsible for making our city great. Why is this event so great for the city? Number one, it's an annual event that you can count on. Come rain, come shine. COVID got us, but nothing else has, right? So we keep coming back, and thanks to the people in this room, it is success year after year after year. 10 millions of dollars of economic impact every year, hundreds of thousands of dollars generated for charity every year, and it's a great PR vehicle for the city around the country and around the world. We have 19 different countries represented this year, and one of the things I always like to say is, Heather, those Under Armour shirts are into great little grassroots marketing pieces for us, right? Not just around the country, but around the world. So that's something that we have a great advantage in. Our event theme continues to be Baltimore Pride. And we ask all Baltimoreans to run, cheer, volunteer at the Baltimore Marathon once again this year. Want to acknowledge the hard work of the city folks that are here. And, I'm naming a lot of names. I'm probably going to forget some, but these are the people that attend the meetings. These are the people that take the bus trip and talk about how we're going to handle each intersection around the course and how we're going to handle the setup at the start and the finish and the medical areas. And it's so important. So I want to thank all of them. Eddie Akora, Alvin Bess, Rafe, Siddiqui, our electrical engineer, Frank Murphy, Quentin Smith, the cone man, Andre Smith, Marlon Walton, the guy who's in charge of all the bike racks, Al Malone, Benita, Herman, Damon, Timken, Kendall, Frank Wheeler, Keener Rucker, Luther Booz, our main man from sanitation there is Mike Malukas, and Aretha Mayfield. Thank you guys for doing the job that you do. We appreciate it, and the city appreciates it. Thea King and her team, and her newest member, our old friend, Casey Zellers. There she is right there. By the way, Casey was in the middle of this thing with Milt Corbett for years and years and years, and they were running it from the police side. Now she's with OEM, and she's going to be working with Tia and that whole crew up there in headquarters, and I have unbelievable amounts of confidence in that group. Baltimore Fire Department, Chief McCarron, Dante Stewart, the entire team, then our friends from the Baltimore Police Department. What are you going to say about this, right? Commissioner Worley, Sherry Briscoe, Major Sam Hood, Dwayne Swinton, Lieutenant Gershom Cupid, Erica Martin, John Heim, Detective Ring, and I'm probably missing a couple, but we love you and appreciate you very much. And from the mayor's office, the mayor's consigliere, Lindsey Jackson, who's wandering around here someplace. He's also part of an all-name team. Special thanks goes to my main man, Milt. Where are you, Milt? Milt, there he is. By the way, Milt was here in the very, very beginning when we conceived this whole thing, which was not easy because they said we couldn't do it. And we did, thanks to Milt and God, all the Baltimore police commissioners over the years have been so supportive, and also the mayors. So at this point, I'd like to introduce Baltimore's #1 runner, Mayor Brendan Scott.
Good afternoon, or after morning, as we like to say. Thank you, Ali. We are so incredibly excited to kick off this year's celebration of the Baltimore Running Festival. This is the point where the mayor says, if you have a phone, put it on vibrate or silent, please. If it's an iPhone, there's a trash can for you on our way. Excited to announce the Running Festival and Marathon alongside an incredible group of passionate, dedicated people that you see in this room. Every year, it's easy to see how much love for our city and for this sport that is poured into the Running Festival. And the turnout always shows that Baltimore runners love the marathon and the Running Festival right back. I'm here really for one main purpose, and that's to say thank you to every single person and organization who helps make this event possible. From Lee and the team at Corrigan Sports, who do an excellent job. Let's make a big round of applause for them. Thank you very much. To our sponsors this year, Under Armour, who I probably spend too much money with. My wife says I have too much Under Armour clothes. MedStar Health, the place that birthed me at Union Memorial. Care First, the folks that make sure I'm taken care of these days. Pandora, who we know does great work in Baltimore. And to our media sponsor, WLTV, who does a wonderful job every year to showcase not just the running festival, not just the races, but the spirit of Baltimore and the spirit of each runner with the stories in that cover. So thank you very much. What you do brings so much expertise and passion to your role, but also to this event. And let's not forget, even though Lee mentioned them by name, the fantastic city agencies who go above and beyond, DPW and DOT, shutting down the route and keeping our city looking beautiful as we go throughout the day, BPD and OEM, who keep everyone safe throughout the weekend, our fire department, everyone there to make sure that people, if anybody needs medical assistance, that they get it. There are hundreds of city employees working around the clock to make this thing go off without a hitch, and I'm deeply grateful to each and every one of them for their service, because this event always comes at a time where we try to be excited about Baltimore. But this time, there is a lot to be excited about in Baltimore. We're making tons of progress on everything that we all set out to do, from public safety to tackling vacant housing crisis. And we're seeing the impacts of billions of dollars to be invested into downtown Baltimore. I'm pretty sure I'll see some of you at the Stevie Wonder concert tonight, so let's have a good time. Everywhere you look, there's evidence of Baltimore's renaissance happening right now. And as a runner, I know that there is no better way to see that evidence out on the course, weaving your way through our neighborhoods in this beautiful city, pushing yourself to accomplish something great. That's what runners are going to do come race day. And that's what our city is doing day in and day out, because there is no better way to understand your strength than distance running. It is the greatest sport in the world, because you don't know what your body is capable of until you push it through the limits of running miles at a very high pace. So congratulations again, Lee. I can't think of a better way to spend my Saturday out there encouraging everyone, talking a little trash, pushing people, right? You gotta talk a little trash, push people, and really helping again to showcase the best of Baltimore. So thank you, and let's go for the festival.
You got it. Thank you, Mayor. Next up, a long-term partner of ours who's been a great supporter of the event in the city of Baltimore. Our friends from Care First will be sponsoring the half marathon, 4,500 strong, will take off from the Inner Harbor. This is a great spot on the course. Full marathoners running by, 4,500 Care First half marathoners crowding themselves, live TV, live music, thousands of fans. I want to thank CEO Brian Pennick, Megan Collins, Leslie Anderson, Mac McGee, Stephen Bork, RJ Chairman for all their support over the years. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Director of Community Relations, Kimberly Harris.
That was some good excitement. Good afternoon. I'm Kimberly Harris. I'm the Director of Community Health and Social Impact for Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield. Care First is excited to support the 20.
Hey now.
And I can catch. Quick on my feet, quick on my feet, back on my feet. Where is it? In the room. Care First is excited to support the 24th Annual Baltimore Running Festival as the title sponsor for the Half Marathon. Let's give it up for the Baltimore Running Festival. For more than 10 years of partnership with Baltimore City's largest celebration of running, physical activity, and health demonstrates our commitment and support to promote health and active lifestyles. Our missions are closely aligned. We both want to see improved health in our communities, whether it's physical activity or clinical health. This partnership goes beyond our logo on the Baltimore Running Festival's signs and giveaways. We're working together to create meaningful impact for communities in Baltimore. As one of the largest not-for-profit healthcare organizations in the country, serving more than 213,000 Baltimore City residents, our community is extremely important to us. Our goal is to continue to create space and opportunity to be well while advancing affordable and accessible care to the people of Baltimore. It is no small feat. What did they say? I'm only half crazy. I've only done a half marathon, but it's hard, right? So to run a half or a full marathon is a big feat. We're excited that some of our own difference makers will be out on the course on Saturday, and we can't wait to celebrate them and all the runners and their great achievement. We're also very proud to be a part of this Baltimore tradition and stand with Corrigan Sports to provide a safe and family-friendly event and our community come together and enjoy it. Please give a round of applause for For the second year through our partnership with the Baltimore Running Festival, we continue to support Back on My Feet, a national nonprofit organization that operates in 16 cities across the United States that works to combat homelessness and housing insecurity through fitness, running, and community support. Through their programming, those experiencing housing instability across the region first experience positive improvements in their physical and mental health through fitness. They're simultaneously connected with educational and employment opportunities and housing resources to support their overall well-being. We're hosting Back on Our Feet at our care station in the tent at the finish line. We encourage everyone to come by for a drink of water, a photo, and to learn more about Back on My Feet. We're pleased to announce that this year we're donating 50 race entries to Back on My Feet for the festival and $10,000. Many of the people training with Back on My Feet train specifically for the Baltimore Running Festival, but don't always get an opportunity to participate in the actual event because of the cost of the registration. Because of our support, participants will have the opportunity to enjoy the full experience and the enormous accomplishment of finishing a race, whatever the desired pace may be. Thank you so much for all that you do for our community and the support that you've done ongoing. We're looking forward to a great, safe race this year, and we're excited to celebrate with the racers, their fans, and the community this Saturday. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. See if I can get this baby back in there. No guarantees there. Next up, our medical partner. Boy, oh boy, do these guys do a great job. 250 medical professionals are on 7 medical stops along the course, and then, of course, 1 gigantic medical tent at the finish line. Special thanks goes to Sean Hoffman, Deb Schindler, Dr. Matt Sedgley, and Dr. Kelly Ryan for their support. And also like to thank Josh Billings, who does such a great job in the recovery zone, taking care of our runners when they finish. They get muscle challenges, and he takes care of them right there in their spot. This time, it's my pleasure to introduce the medical director of the Baltimore Marathon, Dr. Sharon Swinicki.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Hello, I'm Dr. Sharon Swanky. Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to represent MedStar Health today in our mission to be the trusted leader in caring for our community. and it is with great pride that we are the official medical partner of the Baltimore Running Festival. This has been a more than a decade-long enduring relationship. Our mission is to provide safe race environment for the thousands of athletes that we serve each year. And to reach that goal, we are leveraging relationships across Central Maryland to provide world-class care. A number of our MedStar sports medicine physicians are national leaders in the field of running medicine, and they have been involved in the development of revised care protocols that are used in the Boston and Marine Corps marathons. These are the same protocols that we institute on the course. We are very fortunate to have them as part of our team. Now, we anticipate that we will care for about 300 to 400 runners in our tents on race day. Not only will we have our team of doctors and nurses from many disciplines within MedStar, but also athletic trainers, physical therapists, and in addition, this year we are pleased to have attending physicians and fellows from Johns Hopkins, GBMC, Mercy, and University of Maryland. And it is the broader MedStar Health vision to advance health, and we have a long-standing commitment to education. This event has blossomed into a wonderful opportunity for young healthcare professionals to learn and gain valuable experiences. This year, we welcome resident physicians from our own MedStar programs, as well as residents from University of Maryland, Johns Hopkins, and Sinai Hospital. We have medical students coming from University of Maryland, Georgetown, Johns Hopkins, and the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine. We have athletic training students from Towson University. We have physical therapy students from University of Maryland, and we have paramedic students from Howard County Community College and University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Rest assured, there are many eyes on our athletes, and we are ready to provide assistance when needed. For our runners, first aid stations are spaced roughly every 3 miles along the course. Coverage in between is rendered by Baltimore's own Chief McCarran and his team of EMS crews from the Baltimore City Fire Department. They have been with us every step of the way in planning this event, so thank you to them. New this year, we will actually have two finish line medical tents, and they will be fully staffed with lab capabilities and with an ICU. Critical patients and those requiring emergency care will undergo initial evaluation and resuscitation in our tents prior to transport. Ultimately, we hope that no runners need to go to the hospital. But for those needing transport, we will again be partnering with ProCare Ambulance, and I thank them for their help in planning this event. Runners experiencing cramping, musculoskeletal injury, or needing assistance with stretching are invited to our MedStar Recovery Zone at McKeldin Square, where athletic trainers and physical therapists will assist with stretching and manual techniques to alleviate any aches and pains or injuries. And any runner after the event with persistent injury in the days following are encouraged to reach out to MedStar Sports Medicine at 888-44-SPORT. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Sharon. Now it's time for me to brag on our media partners, and the mayor touched on it. We are so fortunate. You know, I always tell the story when I go to these running conventions every year. Who was the live TV coverage? And my arm proudly shoots up, along with maybe 3 or 4 others, which is awesome. But you know what we have, which is even better? We have 5-hour broadcast. And the mayor touched on this. It's so important. Not only are they covering the athletic endeavor of the event, but they're also covering the spirit of Baltimore, the great charity stories, the great neighborhood stories, all those little stories that create such a great environment here in Baltimore. So I want to thank WBAL TV, radio, all you guys. I know we have a whole crew here, and I also want to thank the big man in the captain chair there in the big house, Dan Jarris, for all his support over the years. It's been terrific. Also, kicking off the event weekend is the 98 Rock .05K. Let's hear it for that. It's at Union Brewing. If you want to have a little fun, go hang out with Justin Scott and Spiegel for that one. There's a beer stand at the beginning and then at the end, and then one halfway too, just in case you get thirsty. So they're very concerned with nourishment and hydration. Yes, we appreciate that. So thank you to the guys at BAL. You guys are terrific. Friday, the Health and Fitness Expo. It's over at the Convention Center. It's a great kickoff to the event. Goes from 11 to 8. Runners from all over the state, all over the country, all over the world come to Baltimore, and they come to that convention center, which is world class, obviously. So they get a great taste of Baltimore there, a great taste of our event. Then they bust on out of there and head over to Little Italy for a great meal. And so it is a great kickoff to our event. Also, one of the things that we're known for throwing is a great party. We do, we're good at it, and maybe that's me from the 80s, hence the barroom brawls downstairs. But nevertheless, the Constellation Celebration Village is a great place to be. We got a free beer for the runners. We got interactive games. We got sponsors down there, and you get to ring the PR bell sponsored by Constellation. So that is a great place to be on race day. The 5K starts and finishes at the Inner Harbor at 7:30. Over 3,000 people run that 5K, and we've learned that this is a great entree into our event. 59% of the people that participate in that come back next year and participate in the half marathon or the 10K or even the full marathon. So that is a great place where we get them hooked. It's a very important race, and it adds to the event's growth. The full marathon in Pandora 10K at 8 o'clock in the shadows of the great Brooks Robinson statue. He'll be looking down as 4,500 people will hit the streets in Baltimore Marathon at the same time the Pandora 10K, which has become very popular in a very, very short time. I'd like to thank Dietrich Cortalis for her support. I also like to thank Pandora Jewelry for their support in sponsoring all the timing clocks, as well as creating our very own Run Baltimore charm, which is a favorite among our runners. And this time I'd like to introduce Vice President of Business Development, Mark Daly from Pandora.
Hello, Baltimore. I'm Mark Daly, Business Development Team for Pandora. As long as we've had our roots here in Maryland, we've had a home office in Baltimore and a distribution facility in Howard County. So we've been here, it's our 9th year, so you've got us beat Doc on 10, so we'll get there though. But 9 years we've been involved with this as the world's largest jeweler and the official jeweler for the Baltimore Festival. Lee just said we have Aisha, give a wave. She's modeling for us. Take a look later, people, please. She has this year not one but 2 exclusive charms. One celebrating the pride of athleticism, and 2 the community of Baltimore. So on behalf of us as a total team, we're excited to be here. We're going to be out there Saturday to cheer on the runners, the walkers, the spirited people to cheer on their supporters. So we're just happy to be part of this event. I can't thank you enough, so thank you.
All right, next up. The men and women in blue, Baltimore's finest. Unbelievable support from these guys from day one, right? I mean, we all know that this is a tough event, right? I can tell you that me and my team, we work 80 hours in the week. The Baltimore Police Department, they work 80 hours during the week. We've always had unbelievable support from our police commissioners. I want to thank you for that. But also the rank and file who are out there on the corners, not with a cruddy attitude, but with a high five and a smile for our runners. And that goes a long, long way to what people think about our city. So I want to thank the commish and his support on that. And also want to thank Thea King and the group that they're due up at OEM, making sure that everything is coordinated between all the various agencies that are so important. Now I want to introduce our police commissioner, Richard Worley.
Good afternoon. Baltimore Running Festival is always a fantastic event for our city and our community. BPD is proud to be in our 24th year with Corrigan Sports. I've actually worked every single one from as an officer. It was really nice because you had 12 or 16 hours of overtime. So they can make a lot. They can make a lot of money. So that's why they're so happy and giving high fives for getting paid overtime. So, but it's also a great opportunity to showcase our city and the great things that our city has that a lot of people never see. I want to also extend my thanks to the men and women of the BPD, because this is one of the days where we need so many cops that we picked the day at the beginning of the year that 90% of our cops cannot be off. Everybody's working tomorrow to make sure we have every corner covered. We'll have increased deployments everywhere, not only during the race, but all around, because we still have to cover the rest of the city with our officers. One thing I can tell you, from working as an officer, working as a supervisor, and this is mainly for the residents and the people visiting the city, please look at the route that people are running, because I've never been called so many nice words, but from citizens who are in their neighborhood who can't get out because they're surrounded by the route. And once we block off a street and you get most of the runners coming, you're sitting there for 30 to 40 minutes because we can't let you go across. So I encourage everyone to please look at the route, make sure you're not going to be trapped. If you are, please get to where you need to be before it starts, because we're not going to let you through and endanger the racers. Also, if you see anything, say anything. I want to give a special thanks to the medical staff, because about 6 years ago, we had one of our officers, a very young officer, 34 years old, who had a massive heart attack while he was running. And they basically saved his life. He's now still working in BPD and doing a fabulous job. Additionally, we have officers who are going to be running. We gave a certain amount off in order to be able to run. That's sponsored by the Signal 13 Foundation. They're a great supporter of ours, but Mr. Corrigan has also donated the entry fee back to Signal 13 so that they can support the officers. So again, thank you to Corrigan Sports. I wish all of you a successful and rewarding run, and I'll see you out there. Thank you.
Also want to thank our friends from CFG Bank for all their support. Relatively new here in the city. They certainly are making a lot of noise. As the mayor mentioned, Stevie Wonder's down at the big house tonight playing the show. So I want to thank President Jack Dwyer, Bill Wydell, Chris Chick, and Elizabeth Sanaday, and Nicole Donegan for all their support. Next up on the thank you train here is we talk about WBAL TV and their live broadcasts, right? The other advantage that we've had in terms of the growth of this event, the success of this event, is our partnership with Under Armour. And because we can literally boast to the world that we have the best marathon shirts in the country, because Under Armour is headquartered right here. So I want to thank Kevin Plank, and I also want to thank Heather. Heather Goodman, give him a wave, please. Heather puts it all together for us to make sure that our runners are taken care of, and the support there from Under Armour is awesome. They have a very robust water stop right underneath that big Under Armour sign at their headquarters. So thank you very much to Heather and your team. One last piece of business. Over 2,000 runners will be running our event on behalf of local charitable organizations. The revenue generated by those runners, which runs into the hundreds of thousands of dollars every year, will help fund these organizations throughout the year. This year, before we even get started, we're pleased to make some donations to some very worthy local charities. I'll ask Mayor Scott to help join us for pictures and help give away some money. First up, the Maryland White Knight Track Club. Ramon Valentine, where are you, Ramon? Yes, he's coming up right here, and get yourself a picture. Yeah, that's good. Put it over there. Awesome. You can't cash it though. It's a little trick of ours. Next up, the Volo Kids Foundation. Jen and Jasmine, come on up here. Thank you guys. Amanda will take care of that. Next up, Lee Kids. Kevin Ricks. Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Kev. Next up, our friends from the Maryland Zoo, which allow us to run through the zoo every single year, adding a very unique twist to our event. By the way, we are the only city marathon in the country that goes through their zoo. So thank you to Kirby Fowler and Shannon Brown. Come on up.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we got a group who puts time back on the lives of my staff members because they come help us set up, they come help us tear down. A terrific group. Helping Up Mission. Chris, Steve, Martha.
There we go. I'll turn a little bit. More. Thank you.
Next up is a very valuable member of the Corrigan Sports Enterprises team, Mr. Mark Raganese, who was here when we started this thing. It's been around for a long, long time. Ragsy, come on up. Let's honor you. Amanda Corrigan, help us out here. Can you get through that, Ragsy? All right. Ragsy hadn't been drinking yet, so he's all right driving that thing. Amanda, get on that side. It's great.
Good, Prince.
I see a couple people creeped in on me. Megan and Pete, I see you guys in the hallway. Give them a wave. Thank you so much. From Falls Road Running, they've been supportive of our event since day one. Thanks, Pete. And the doctor, Dr. Sedge, the guy back there, Duncan. There you go. Dr. Sedge, just want to point them out and thank them for all their help. Now I want to give away some money with the Charity Chasers. The first one is for the Baltimore Police Department and Sergeant Wu. Yeah, I bailed. Wait till you hear the name, and I dare anybody to say it 3 times fast, but he's very fast. From the Baltimore Police Department, will be running the half marathon to raise funds for Signal 13 Foundation. I would like to ask Nancy Hines and Sergeant Helm to come up, say a few words, and accept this check.
So thank you, Lee and Corrigan Sports. I'm Nancy Hines, CEO of the Signal 13 Foundation. And for those of you in the room who may not know, the Signal 13 Foundation supports Baltimore City Police. So we give financial hardship grants to officers who have been injured on the job. Someone gets sick, has a sick family member, and we also provide college scholarships for their children. We've been around for a long time, and I want to thank the commissioner for always supporting us. I want to thank his team. A couple members are here, and I really want to thank Brad Helm, Sergeant Brad Helm, who really helped Signal 13. And with the 10-miler, which was back in June, he was the charity chaser. So he probably won't say that, so I'm going to say it before he comes up.
Good afternoon. I'm Sergeant Brad Helm. I work directly for Commissioner Worley in his office. The BPD will have 10 members participating in either the half marathon or the full marathon, supporting those members of the BPD who passed away in 2024. We will also have a contingent of family members and friends who will be running on behalf of the BPD as well. The Signal 13 Foundation and Corrigan Sports have partnered to support a Signal 13 charity chaser for the event. The Baltimore Police Department has selected Sergeant Eberena Anyawu, Sergeant Wu, from the Southeastern District to run as our charity chaser. Sergeant Wu is a 6-year veteran of the Baltimore Police Department, active reservist with the United States Marine Corps, and an avid runner. He has participated in several Corrigan sports events this year and recently achieved the prestigious Big Freakin' Deal medal when he completed the Baltimore 10-miler, the Frederick Half, and the Delaware Half. This weekend, he will be achieving the Black Eyed Susan Award by completing the Baltimore 10-miler, the Baltimore Half, and the Frederick Half. For this year's Baltimore Running Festival, Sergeant Wu will partake also in the Baltimore Marathon, where he will run a 5K before he serves as our charity chaser, completing the half marathon. Corrigan Sports will sponsor Sergeant Wu to start as the absolute last person in the half marathon and provide a donation for every runner he passes as he completes the race. Thank you, Nancy, for mentioning earlier, when I did complete the 10-miler this past spring as the charity chaser, I was able to pass nearly 2,000 runners, and Corrigan Sports graciously donated over $9,700 to the Signal 13 Foundation. We thank everyone for their continued support and cannot show enough appreciation for the Signal 13 Foundation and Corrigan Sports for this event. We wish the best of luck to Sergeant Wu, and if you see him wearing the Charity Chaser shirt on race day, please cheer him on. Thank you very much.
Big check with question marks. Big check with question marks, because we don't know. We don't know.
Is it signed?
Is it rubber? Yeah, Lee signed it.
Fortunately, it doesn't have a routing number on it, if you notice. Thank you, guys. Next up, our friends from Athletes Serving Athletes. Dan Reeves will be starting dead last in the full marathon, and we will be donating $2 for every marathoner he passes along the way to Athletes Serving Athletes. I'd like to invite Dan and Director Dave Slomkowski to come up, say a few words, and accept this check with question marks.
My name is Saul. Can you see me? Thank you. I'm Dave Slomkowski, the most grateful executive director in the world of this wonderful organization, Athletes Serving Athletes. I'm here with Dan Reeves and Matt Rice, our director of programming, and our mission is to connect volunteer runners from our community with individuals with very limited mobility. We prepare for and compete in mainstream running events, and this group will know it's just simply more than the sport of running. What our program gives to these individuals that would never otherwise have this opportunity is a sense of dignity, a sense of meaningful connections that with people that they turned into lifelong friendships. We change perspectives. We promote diversity, equity, inclusion. If you ever see one of our groups getting ready for a race or competing in a race, this sport of running in our program knocks down barriers, which, as we all know, we need more of in our community, especially in Baltimore. I think it was 18 years ago I approached Lee with a crazy idea to run a marathon with a student athlete from the William S. Bear School. And from that day to this day, we've been in that marathon ever since. We've grown from one team to, sometimes over 10 teams. We don't take it lightly, but they've always made us feel like we belong. And that's very special for our groups. I'm blessed for this opportunity to be standing here with all these different organizations. Planning a race is really hard, and it's just amazing that the city can come together with all the different entities. It's just so much more than running. You have no idea what this sport can give someone. It could be a spark for a life-changing moment in that day. And to run through the streets of Baltimore and to see all the different neighborhoods, people are screaming and yelling and cheering the entire time, especially for our groups. People will literally run behind our teams because when they go by, the teams and the fans and the crowds just erupt. So thank you so much. We do our program free of charge to the ASA athletes that we support. So it's a big deal. As we all know, costs are going up crazy. So we're praying Dan has a good night's sleep. And if you see him, get out of his way. Give him some backwind speed, but would you like to say a couple words?
I'd just like to add my thank you to ASA and also to Corrigan Sports for this opportunity. It's a great honor to be able to do this, to start last. I've never done that before, and hopefully not finish last. But I have a special needs daughter, Ashley, and I've been running with her with ASA for the last 8 years or so. So it's an honor to represent my daughter, but also ASA and also Corrigan Sports. Very appreciative of that opportunity. So thank you, and hope to see everyone out there.
Good.
One more.
Mr. Scott, you look good on one of our teams next year, man.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks, Dave. And good luck. And lastly, on behalf of Care First, we want to take this opportunity to make a donation to Back on My Feet. I'd like to invite Kimberly Harris to come back up with Andrew Curtis. Talk about the program, say a few words, please.
Hi, everyone. My name's Andrew. Nice to see you all. And yeah, I just want to take a second to say thank you to Care First and thank you to all of you who are helping to put on this race and to some of our community partners that we worked with before. It's great to see you all out here and everybody coming together. For those of you who don't know Back on My Feet, we're a nonprofit. We're in 16 different cities, and we work with people experiencing homelessness. And through fitness and running, we work with them in that aspect, and then also through workforce development and various programs that we do. We help people to get back to work, help people to get back housed, and help people to get back out and running and moving. here in Baltimore, you know, our community really, really looks forward to the Baltimore Running Festival every year. It's something that we train for throughout the year, something that all of our guys really work really hard towards, to be able to go out and participate. And, you know, thank you to Care First. You know, we've had some transition here in Baltimore lately, and they really, really helped us with getting, you know, enough bibs, 50 bibs for all of our runners who wanted to run in the 5K, to run in the 10K, to run in the half, and to run in the full marathon. So we'll be thankfully very well represented on Saturday. And I just want to say thank you to everybody here. Yep.
In the middle.
All right, everybody. Before we wrap it up here, Graham Waples, I see you in the hallway. Where are you, Graham? There he is. Everybody get Graham from the state of Maryland Sports. They do a lot for us, and thank you for your support, Graham. We appreciate it very much. If anybody, any of the media has any questions now, or anybody for that matter, please feel free to let them rip on me. Happy to answer any questions. Also happy to do any one-on-one interviews, and any of these folks up here will be happy to provide that as well. Just see Amanda and she will get you all squared away. Also special thanks to my team, Ragsy, Amanda, Ryan's in here, Heather, give them a wave. And I want to thank you guys for your support and your long hours that it's going to take here in the next few days. So let's have a great event, and everybody stick around and get yourself a great Mount Washington Tavern lunch. Thank you very much.